Hello. Okay, should we start? So last lecture we have started our unit number 6, total quality management. There we have seen our syllabus, recommended books, assignment questions. Again we have seen about the title of chapter, central idea of chapter, then objective outcomes of this particular chapter. Then we started discussion on the quality gurus. And I think we have discussed about the Schwartz, Deming, Juran, right? Now remaining three quality gurus we will discuss, and then we'll proceed to next bit. So all these quality gurus have contributed in quality field, and their different contribution in Japan helped a lot to improve quality in various products belong to that country. So we have seen first philosopher, or you can say quality guru, Walter A. Schwartz. So his major contribution is related to control chart and PDSA cycle, right? So we have seen this PDSA cycle, plan, do, study, act. That cycle we have seen. Then we have seen another quality guru, W. Edward Deming, right? So he has 14 points specifically as a quality management, right? So he has developed a certain theory related to management, specifically quality related management. So these 14 pointers like create purpose for improvement, adopt the new philosophy, cease dependence on inspection to achieve quality, work with one supplier to produce reduce cost, continuous improvement, on the job training, leadership, clear break down silos, no slogans, no quotas or annual rating or merit rating, institute education and self improvement program involve all workers in the transformation. So these 14 points we have discussed in detail in last lecture, right? So then we discussed about the Joseph Juran, right, who has traveled in Japan, right, related to quality control, and we have seen Juran's trilogy, planning, control, and improvement, right? So I think we have discussed about up to these three philosopher or quality gurus. Now let us start with another quality guru, Armand Feigenbaum. He is also PhD person. So total quality control necessary to achieve the productivity, market penetration, and competitive advantage. So as then that's why TQC, that is total quality management, is important. So Feigenbaum actually have a few principles. For example, means he has developed that principles related to quality. So for example, genuine management involvement. So management involvement is very essential to maintain the quality. That principle he has come with. Also, he has another principle related to quality, employee involvement. People should be involved. All employees working or belongs to your organization should involve in what, in quality improvement. Why? Because as a organization you are paying to them, so it's their role to involve in all the activities specifically related to quality, and it is a moral uh, thing that they should involve in the various activity related to quality. Also a first line supervision leadership is also a principle he has come up with, and at the end, company wide quality control, and he has authored or written total quality 51. So his major contribution, like previous three quality gurus, his major contribution is there, like certain principles, and majorly he has focused on the employee and management involvement. So he is telling like all people should be involved in the activities in the organization and satisfy the customer at the end, right? So that was the basic principle he has come up with, and his contribution is like that. Then next, Karu Ishikawa is the student, you can say, of Deming, Juran, and Feigenbaum. He studied under them, and all concepts he has applied, he has taken from these three philosopher and applied to Japanese industries, right? And he has come up with one specific diagram, cause and effect diagram. So in quality control tool in coming slides we are going to discuss that, but his major contribution, like PDCA cycle or 14 points, like his, what is his contribution? Cause and effect diagram, and it is, that diagram is also called as a Ishikawa diagram. So from his name, that diagram is given the name. Okay, so this was his contribution. Then last person, Genichi Taguchi, he is also a doctorate. So he he has come up with loss function concept, and three things he has mixed in one matrix for cost, target, and variation. So these three thing he has included in one matrix, and he has developed this DOE, design of experiment related things he has developed. So his contribution is that way very less, but related to optimization technique, he is having huge contribution in the quality control. So like that, we have seen various gurus, Sheward, Deming, Juran, Paganbaum, Ishikawa, and Taguchi. So in exam, you will be asked to write the or list out the quality gurus, and you can explain any three. So I recommend to explain Sheward, Deming, and Juran, as their contribution is very high. So I suggest you people to use these three quality gurus to write, right? So I think we'll stop for this quality gurus. Now let us start customer satisfaction, because most of the quality gurus are having intention to satisfy the customer. People want to increase the quality in product, right? Specifically, organization want to increase quality in product. Why? What is the purpose? Satisfaction of customer, nothing else. Getting. So and customer cannot be satisfied fully, right? So you have to improve continuously. Customer will not be satisfied, he will demand again and again new things, right? So it's you have to be develop one benchmark, and you have to decide like in this year what improvement you will make in product, and how you will try to make your customer satisfied. So friends, it is the most important asset in every organization is having intention to satisfy their customers. Getting. So organization success depends on customer. That is a you can say a bottom line. Without customer, your organization will not be successful. And if you're not able to satisfy your customer, then also your success of organization is not possible, right? So friends, satisfied customer especially makes good mouth publicity. If you are having good product, if you are satisfying your customer, satisfying means giving the quality, right? You are satisfying your customer means what? You are giving quality things to your customer, quality products, quality service to your customer, and he will make a good mouth publicity means he will suggest his family member, yeah, like yes, this product is very good, you also purchase. He will recommend his friends like this product is very good. So like this publicity that customer will make if you satisfy him. Getting. Also, customer satisfaction helps to survive in a worldwide competition. Also, it helps to increase and maintain the existing business. If you want to increase or maintain the existing business, then you should satisfy your customer. How customer will get increase? You cannot reach to each and every customer after production, right? So somebody should recommend them. Somebody should ask them to use, especially in medical field. Doctor recommend use so and so product. Why he's suggesting that? Because he's thinking like, yes, it is a good quality product, good quality medicine. So doctor recommend it, right? So doctor is satisfied with that results. That's why he's recommending to his patients. So that's why how a business is expanding in this way. People will suggest, people will use it, or otherwise people have alternatives. They will use it, use that. If you are not satisfying, he customer will see the product who will satisfy that particular customer. Reasonable price, on time delivery, and outstanding services makes customer satisfied. Very few things. You are satisfying customer means you have to follow certain thing. Reasonable price. Customer is telling not expecting low cost and high quality. They are also mature. So reasonable price is sufficient. Getting. On time delivery. As customer is ordered today, and you have committed like after 1 week I will give product, yes, even though customer will happy, and on after 1 week definitely you should deliver it, otherwise he will not be satisfied. Early delivery no problem, but if you make a delay in delivery of product, definitely customer will be unhappy. If you say one day, within 1 day you will get product, and you are asking that person to wait for 1 week, then definitely also that customer will be not satisfied. And outstanding service means whatever he is having problem, how to use it, user manual, when there is a defect, or there is a problem, maintenance in that product you are reaching on time, then that customer will satisfied. आपण पण तेच बघतो. प्रत्येक प्रॉडक्टच्या वेळेस आपण काय म्हणतो, प्राइस जरा बऱ्यापैकी असावी, प्रॉडक्ट टायमात मिळावं पाहिजे त्यावेळेस, आणि काय खराब झालं तर वेळेत आपल्याला ते बदलून मिळावं किंवा रिपेअर करून मिळावे, याच्या पलीकडे आपलं काय एक्सपेक्टेशन नसतंय. गेटिंग? So if you have few these three things, then customer will be satisfied. So now a small question to you. तुम्ही काय बघता? You imagine as your customer. Beyond these 3 points, price, on time delivery, outstanding service, याच्या पलीकडं काय बघता तुम्ही product मध्ये काय असायला हवं, so that you will be a satisfied person. Imagine you as a customer and put in chat box. We'll have 1 minute exercise for this. अजून काही बऱ्याचशा गोष्टी आहेत along with these 3 points. For example, you can say त्याची utility, तो user friendly, okay, it is also your expectation, right? And then you will be satisfied. कुठली गोष्ट घेतली तर लगेच ते वापरायला बरं वाटलं पाहिजे, किंवा वापरता आलं पाहिजे, राईट? प्रोडक्ट मस्ट बी रॉबस्ट वन. जरी काही चुकीचा वापर केला तरी त्यांनी एरर दाखवला पाहिजे, बाबा असं असं आहे, हे करेक्ट करून अशा प्रकारे वापरा, हे मशीनने सांगितलं पाहिजे, त्या प्रोडक्टने सांगितलं पाहिजे, असं अपेक्षा असते ना आपली. सो like that, everybody's expectation is different, right? And product to product it is deeper. असं काय नाही, ह्या प्रोडक्टला हेच एक्सपेक्टेशन, देन कस्टमर विल बी सॅटिस्फाईड. डिपेंडिंग ऑन प्रोडक्ट, दॅट एक्सपेक्टेशन सॅटिस्फॅक्शन criteria changes. Yes, put in chat box, think for 1 minute, and we'll proceed again to further discussion. Yes, anyone? Oops. Have you understood question? You imagine as your customer, when you will become satisfied, don't take any product name or anything, any service, just your expectation, like when you will become satisfied. I have given certain example like reasonable price, time delivery in time, then outstanding service. Getting? So these examples I have told, along with user friendly products. No idea? Or it is sufficient for you? Only this thing will satisfy you? Definitely no. Everybody has different expectation. Okay, if no anything is not there, then let us proceed. Maximization of profit should not be an objective. Try to understand. Yes, organization is working for profit so that they can give salaries to their employees. They can expand the enterprise, or they can maintain the organization. Getting? So it is true. Profit must be there, but objective should not be there to maximize the profit. Automatically through customer, that profit should be there. For example, if you start producing one product and you will have 50% margin, and your intention is to maximize the profit, 50% margin, yes, definitely if you are having such a high cost, customer will not purchase it and your revenue will reduce. But if you produce product with and sell with margin only 10%, 5%, 1%, so many people will start purchasing, your revenue will increase, because customer is increasing means your revenue is getting increase. So don't put profit as a maximization objective. Getting? Then a customer will be satisfied. So customer will understand this particular person, this particular organization is focusing on only maximization of profit. They will understand it easily. So in that case, customer will not be satisfied. सगळ्यांकडून एक एक रुपया घ्यायचा प्रॉफिट ॲज अ प्रॉफिट. एकाच व्यक्तीकडून 10 रुपये घेण्यापेक्षा 10 व्यक्तीकडून एक एक रुपया घ्यायचा ॲज अ प्रॉफिट. नक्कीच तुम्हाला गुड रिझल्ट्स यू विल गेट. It is a very hard to measure. Therefore, satisfaction strategy is introduced. How you will measure that customer is satisfied or not? It's very hard, quite difficult. Just by looking at his face, व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट. याच्या मनामध्ये काय चाललंय, समाधानी आहे का बघू बघू चालतंय असं म्हणून जाणारा आहे कस्टमर. इट इज व्हेरी हार्ड टू मेजर इट, राईट? सो यू शुड हॅव सॅटिस्फॅक्शन स्ट्रॅटजी फॉर दॅट. यू शुड हॅव सॅटिस्फॅक्शन स्ट्रॅटजी. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, फीडबॅक फ्रॉम कस्टमर, त्याच्याकडून स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चनचे स्पेसिफिक आन्सर घ्यायचे, अँड देन यू कॅन कॅल्क्युलेट दिस his satisfaction. Getting? So this is about the customer satisfaction, and most of the quality gurus have intention to satisfy the customer. Getting? So let us discuss another new point: continuous process improvement. Let me show one picture to you at the beginning. Look at this picture: continuous process improvement. Can somebody want to tell about something about this picture? You can unmute and you can tell me what this picture indicates. We are discussing bit continuous process improvement. Anybody? So friends, total quality is far away, right? And if you want to achieve it, so you have to follow the path of continuous improvement. This is a small summary, I would say. If you want to reach to total quality, definitely you have to follow the path, and everybody should think. These people, maybe the employee in the organization, so everybody is looking towards the continuous improvement. थेंबे थेंबे तळे साचे, राईट? आपण म्हणतो क्वालिटी काय एका दिवसात सगळी येणार आहे का? क्वाइट डिफिकल्ट. So every day, if you have certain addition, little addition in your product, then you can reach to your total quality. Getting amount of this particular picture to show. Now let us see continuous process improvement with certain pointers. So friends, quality based organization should strive to achieve perfection by improving continuously. Every organization, not only quality based organization. If you are following or you are trying to achieve perfection, then improvement should be continuously. Otherwise, that organization cannot be called as a quality based organization. Those who are continuously improving something day by day and trying to strive to achieve something perfection in product. So continuous improvement is very, very essential. Then perfection is impossible, but producer must strive for the perfection. Most of the time we talk like this, right? असं कोण परफेक्ट असतंय का? एवढं कोण परफेक्ट असतंय का? Sometimes 100% efficiency, 100% foolproofness, impossible, right? Most of the time. But producer must strive for that perfection. Producers or who is producing that product, that person's intention should be towards the perfection. Means he is traveling that path. That picture I have shown to you, right? That person is particularly traveling towards that path. Then making all processes effective, efficient, and adaptable. In continuous process, it is very essential. You have to make all processes effective, efficient, and adaptable. If you do these three things, then definitely you are on the path of continuous process improvement.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, I am speaking Marathi, please.
Yes.
सर जर आपल्याला क्वालिटी जर मेंटेन ठेवायची असेल, क्वालिटी मेंटेन ठेवायची प्लस त्याचं म्हणजे विकण्याच्या दरावर, मग सर क्वालिटी कशी मेंटेन ठेवावं लागेल?
विकण्याच्या दर मला नाही समजलं नक्की काय म्हणतात ते.
ते सर
Related to continuous improvement or previous bit related customer satisfaction?
कस्टमर सॅटिस्फॅक्शन सर.
Okay, so you are talking about previous bit. Okay.
सर आता समजा की ह्याची क्वालिटी म्हणजे सेलचा दर आपला असेल 200 रुपये, तर आपल्याला त्याच्यावर म्हणजे किती क्वालिटी आपल्याला किती द्यावं लागेल?
So you have to decide your profit. तुमचं मार्जिन ठरवा. And generally you have to make the survey of same product, those who are, or you can discuss with your competitors, or you can see what is the cost of your competitor of same product and what is the cost of it. Product काय आहे, कॉस्ट काय आहे. अँड यू हॅव टू अंडरस्टँड की बाबा याच्यामध्ये ही बॉटल आहे, तर ह्या बॉटलचं वेट किती आहे, कुठलं मटेरियल वापरलंय, किती रुपयाला विकतोय. अँड देन यू डिसाइड आपले कस्टमर कुठले आहेत. आता काही सोपचं उदाहरण घेतलं तर सोपमध्ये भरपूर व्हरायटी आहे. प्रत्येक सिंहच बोलतात ना.
येस सर, येस सर.
बाटलीचं उदाहरण दिलं मी. दुसरं एक छोटं उदाहरण देतो की जे आपण डेली यूज मध्ये आहे. साबणाच्या वेगवेगळे साबणाचे ब्रँड्स आहेत. प्रत्येकाची कॉस्ट सारखी नाहीये, बरोबर.
येस सर.
आणि क्वालिटी पण प्रत्येकाची सारखी नाहीये. कॉस्ट सारखी नाही आणि क्वालिटी पण सारखी नाहीये. मग इथं ठरवायचंय आपण कुठं जायचंय. या चार पाच ब्रँड जर घेतले तर तुम्हाला तुमचा स्वतःचा ब्रँड असेल एखादा प्रॉडक्टचा, तर तुम्हाला कुठं जायचंय. माझा एक ब्रँड, ए ब्रँड आहे, बी ब्रँड, सी ब्रँड, डी ब्रँड. तुम्हाला अजून कुठला ए प्लस वरती जायचंय, तर तुम्ही ठरवायचंय की माझी कॉस्ट किती असेल आणि माझा क्वालिटी काय असेल. माझ्या सोपमध्ये तो जास्त विरघळत नसावा, बरोबर. कस्टमरचं तेच एक्सपेक्टेशन असते की जास्त वेळ चालावा, क्लीन कपडे व्हावेत. दॅट कस्टमर इज एक्सपेक्टिंग गेटिंग. सो यू हॅव टू डिसाइड मग मला किती किंमत ठेवायला पाहिजे. सगळ्यांपेक्षा जर माझं भारी प्रॉडक्ट असेल तर मी नक्कीच किंमत सगळ्या ब्रँडपेक्षा, एबीसीडी ब्रँडपेक्षा माझ्या ब्रँडची किंमत जास्त ठेवली पाहिजे. आणि तुम्ही जर सगळ्यांपेक्षा खराब क्वालिटी देत असाल, तसे पण कस्टमर असणार आहेत मार्केटमध्ये. एखादा कस्टमर म्हणेल साबण पाहिजे मला फक्त कुठंतरी एकदा एखाद्या हॉटेलमध्ये वगैरे ठेवायचा आहे, कस्टमरने हात धुण्यासाठी वगैरे वापरायचा आहे काहीतरी. त्याची मला काय घेणं देणं नाही. कस्टमरचा हात निघाला, कस्टमर काय तिथं साबणाची क्वालिटी बघा येत नाही हॉटेलमध्ये हात धुण्यासाठी, बरोबर. तर मग तिथं अगदी कमी, सगळ्यांपेक्षा कमीच ठेवायला पाहिजे. तुमचं साबणाने हात धुल्यानंतर भरपूर वेळात तुम्हाला ते हात धुवा लागतो, तो हात साफ होतोय. मग सगळं आणि बाकीच्यांचं थोड्या वेळात लगेच हात साफ होतोय, लगेच ते तेलकट हात धुवून निघून जातोय. तुमच्या निघत नाही, अगदी 4-5 वेळा लावा लागतोय. मग सगळ्यांपेक्षा तुमच्या साबणाची क्वालिटी कमी आहे, म्हणजे कॉस्ट पण कमीच ठेवली पाहिजे, नाही तर कस्टमर घेणारच नाहीत. सो मार्केट सर्वे प्लेज अ व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट रोल हिअर. त्यांचे प्रॉडक्ट कसे आहेत, माझे प्रॉडक्ट कसे आहेत, त्यांची किंमत किती, माझ्या प्रॉडक्टची किती किंमत ठेवायला पाहिजे. तर मला वाटतं मी जे काय सांगतोय प्रत्यक्ष तुमच्या लक्षात आलेलं असेल. तुम्हाला
येस
जे
सर.
विचार
अजून एक क्वेश्चन,
हा,
अजून एक
येस.
क्वेश्चन सर, की आपल्याला जर स्टार्टअप.
Satisfied with this answer? Let me ask first.
येस सर, आय अंडरस्टँड.
Okay.
सर अजून एक क्वेश्चन सर, की आपल्याला जर स्टार्टअप जर करायचं असेल म्हणजे कुठल्या तर ब्रँडचा, तर त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला म्हणजे क्वांटिटी मेंटेन ठेवावं लागेल का काय, म्हणजे आपल्याबरोबर कम्पॅरेटर असेल जर, म्हणजे भरपूर जण असले तर आपल्यावर कम्पॅरिझन.
जर स्टार्टअपला तुम्हाला जर चालू करायचंय तर क्वालिटी काय ठेवली पाहिजे असं म्हणायचंय तुम्हाला.
हां सर, हां.
Obviously quality must be high and cost should be less because you are the new person in the market.
येस सर.
स्टार्टअपच्या व्यक्तींनी हाच विचार केला पाहिजे की मी नवीन मार्केटमध्ये आहे. मार्जिन ॲट दॅट स्टेज मार्जिन शुड बी व्हेरी लेस तुम्हाला, आणि तुम्ही प्रॉफिटच्या मागे नसलंच पाहिजे, कारण इथं कस्टमर सॅटिस्फॅक्शन इज द इंडेक्स. सुरुवातीला आपण इथे कुठे एक स्टेटमेंट बघितलं की प्रॉफिट, खालून दुसरं स्टेटमेंट दिसत असेल तुम्हाला, मॅक्सिमायझेशन ऑफ प्रॉफिट शुड नॉट बी एन ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह. कोणाचंच नसलं पाहिजे, बट
Yes.
ॲट सर्टन लेवल ऑटोमॅटिकली यू विल गेट, बिकॉज यू विल हॅव सो मेनी कस्टमर्स. तुमचा साबण घेणारे भरपूर कस्टमर जर असतील, मी उदाहरण देतोय साबणाचं, आपल्या लक्षात येतं डेली यूज मधलं, किंवा अनालॉजी लावायला मला बरं पडत आहे की ऑटोमॅटिक कस्टमर खूप झाले, क्वालिटी वाढली आहे, कस्टमर भरपूर झाले, भले त्यांच्यातून एक एक पैसा साबणातून मिळू द्यात, हजारो कस्टमर आहेत, भरपूर प्रॉफिट मिळेल, पण हिथं जर इंटेन्शन तुमचं प्रॉफिट मॅक्सिमायझेशन सुरुवातीला असेल, कस्टमर फिरकणार पण नाहीत आपल्याकडे. गेटिंग?
सर कॉस्टनुसार
So,
सर
so
आपण
for your question, I want to suggest for startup, if you are starting for any product, quality चांगली ठेवा at the beginning, and later on you can increase the cost. आता सुरुवातीला क्वालिटी चांगली आणि कॉस्ट कमी आहे, रिझनेबल मी म्हणतो, मी तर अगदी काय कमी तोट्यात करा असं म्हणत नाही मी, त्यासाठी रिझनेबल शब्द मी तर कुठेतरी वापरला होता कस्टमर सॅटिस्फॅक्शन मध्ये, लास्ट खालून तिसरं सेंटेन्स, यू कॅन चेक इट. रिझनेबल प्राइस पाहिजे,
येस सर.
अगदी तोट्यात तरी करू नका, पण प्रॉफिट मॅक्सिमायझेशन उद्देश ठेवून, अगदी ब्रँडेड प्रॉडक्टच्या लेवलच्या किमती ठेवून, सक्सेस रेट विल बी व्हेरी लेस इन दॅट केस.
येस सर, थँक्यू.
Okay. Let us proceed to this continuous process improvement. So I think we were discussing why continuous process improve. I have shown first picture. Let me come to my this point. Continuous process improvement. So quality, total quality is very far away from your place, right? And if you want to reach to that particular place, you have to walk through certain path. And while walking, you should look towards the continuous improvement. Not only one person, you can see in this picture, everybody is looking towards the continuous improvement. Everybody's involvement is there. Customer is involved in that. Employee is involved in that. And everybody is trying to travel towards the total quality. So this is a continuous process improvement. Continuous. And suddenly high quality product will not be produced. Every day you should have something addition in that. So recent example we have discussed like soap. Yes, you have started producing one soap. Start adding certain ingredients, test it, use it, see the performance, right? And every day you should add something so that you will reach to certain total quality and their customer will be satisfied, right? So I think I was discussing about the certain points. So where I was talking, making all processes effective, efficient, and adaptable. You have to think about few things here for continuous process improvement. Always think for effective product and try to add something. Always think about the efficient product, try to add something there. Adapt certain things. Those people are using it, त्यांच्या काही गोष्टी अडॉप्ट करा, right? So this is expected. Then this particular dimming cycle, we have seen one quality guru Deming, right? So Deming has developed one cycle like PDSA. Here is another cycle, that is PDCA. PDSA मध्ये काय बघितलं आपण, प्लॅन डू स्टडी ऍक्ट, and Deming has invented new circle or wheel, that is plan do check act. Now let us see what is expected in plan, what is expected in do, what is expected in check and act. So friends, in planning it is expected that you should define the process, you should how to produce that particular product, plan it, you define first, you prepare certain documents and set certain objectives. Yes, I want to do that, I want to achieve that, so you have to prepare one plan. Okay, so planning is expected like PDSA cycle. Here is also same thing, planning. Only one thing is changed here is the checkings. Instead of study, there is a checking word. This is a new thing. So planning, I explained to you people. Now, what is expected in do? It is expected in do is that execute the process and collect the information required. Execute the process. Whatever you planned, execute it. Then after execution you have to check it. Instead of study you have to check it. What you have to check it? You have to check, analyze the information in suitable format. You have to check whatever you data you received, you have to check whether it is as per the requirement, it is satisfactory or it is not satisfactory, right? And act. At the end you have to act and obtain the corrective action using TQM techniques. So whatever TQM techniques we are going to learn, like a control chart, I have explained some simple chart. Control chart is there, then Pareto analysis is there, histogram is there, bar chart is there, so you have to analyze it. So this is just one tool. PDCA cycle is tool to check the continuous improvement, and after acting you have to come to again planning. If things are not satisfactory, again go to plan, add something, do it, check it, act it, again come to plan. So this is a cycle. Getting? So in this way you have to add something, a certain new thing in your product, and you have to always plan for continuous improvement. Always plan for continuous improvement. Do it, or don't only stuck to plan. Do it, again check it, act it, again go to plan. So this was the things related to a PDCA cycle. So Deming has invented this particular cycle. He's also Japanese guru that we have seen, quality guru. Getting? And this picture I have shown at the beginning. So continuous process is important, and so that you can reach to your quality. Now coming back to another new point, that employee involvement. So employee involvement is essential, because one person cannot achieve 100% quality. Getting? So all people should be involved in that, and logically all people are taking salaries, wages, right? So everybody should be involved in this activity. So basically this approach is important for improving the quality and productivity. If you want to improve the quality and productivity, because for both these factors, for quality as well as productivity, employee plays important role, because employees are working on shop floor producing the product and trying to maximize productivity, trying to improve the quality, right? So mature organizations should demonstrate increasing participation of the employee at various level of the business operation. Mature organization means those who want to focus on quality improvement, right? So generally all organizations focus like whether people are participating or not. So management should create trust among the employees. How people will get involved? Logically, if as a management, if you will keep trust on your employee, then people will that employee will trust you, and management will trust you, right? And then people will start involving. Ownership feeling will be there. When ownership feeling will be there, when management will say like, yes, if you'll work, we'll earn more money as a incentive, as a बोनस दॅट सर्टन अमाऊंट विल कम टू यू. हा विश्वास तुम्ही त्यांना सांगायला पाहिजे, द्यायला पाहिजे. So encouraging individuals efforts and idea is very important to involve employee. You should encourage all employee in the organization. Everybody should be encouraged, let it be by mouth of word or maybe money. Whatever efforts they are doing, you should appreciate it. You should not discourage, you can say. Whatever people are doing, you should accept and you should motivate them, you should encourage them. Obviously every employee is making certain efforts, ideas. Then a recognition of efforts, whatever people are making efforts, you should acknowledge publicly, so that people will say मी काम केलं आणि कुणीतरी मला शाबासकी दिली, कुणीतरी माझं नाव घेतलं तिथं, बरोबर. सो दिस इज इम्पॉर्टंट, सो दॅट एम्प्लॉई विल गेट इन्व्हॉल्व. दे विल थिंक आपलं स्टेजवरती कोणीतरी नाव घेतलं, मोठ्या साहेबांनी नाव घेतलं, बरोबर. सो हे मनात येणारे फिलिंग्स आहेत. अँड दॅट encourage people to get involved in various activity related to quality. Not only quality, every activity in the organization. Then gain sharing is very very essential. Yes, you will motivate them, you will appreciate them orally, but gain sharing is very important. What is that? That is financial reward and recognitions. Financial rewards means I have given certain example like bonus, incentives, promotion or increment in salaries, and recognition like higher post, right? Certain manager, assistant manager, general manager, CEO. Certain gain sharing should be there. नाही तर एम्प्लॉई मध्ये मी काय इन्व्हॉल्व्ह व्हायचं तुमच्या ऍक्टिव्हिटीमध्ये, तुम्ही मला काहीच देत नाही सॅलरी सोडून, आणि ते पण वेळेत देत नाही किंवा काय जे काय असेल ते. सो गेन शेअरिंग मस्ट बी there so that people will get involved. People will say I am getting money for a so and so activity, I should involve in this. That will be the natural tendency of human, right? Gain sharing, so especially financial gain, most of the time every employee expect, बरोबर ना. आपण सॅलरीसाठीच मोस्ट ऑफ द, इफ यू आर बिकमिंग एम्प्लॉई, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम वी वर्क फॉर मनी. And later on then we have seen hierarchy, मग समाजामध्ये प्रतिष्ठा वगैरे ह्या गोष्टीसाठी वर्क करतो. बट ॲट द बिगिनिंग एव्हरीबडी इज हॅव्हिंग इंटेन्शन टू फायनान्स रिलेटेड रिवॉर्ड्स, and that gain sharing should be happen, otherwise people will not be motivated. During the performance appraisal, individual or team evaluation should provide basis for promotion. During the performance appraisal, individual or team evaluation should provide basis for promotion. How promotion should be there? Performance appraisal should be done, and individual, right? So even if you are working in team, so that team's evaluation should be done. So involving employee, empowering them and bringing them into the decision making process provides the opportunity for continuous improvement. Getting? So you should empower your employees, involve them, and most of the time if you involve in decision making, if you involve them in a decision making, then people will be highly motivated. Getting? So most of the time people think माझा काहीतरी विचार करायला पाहिजे, मला मला कोणीतरी विचारायला पाहिजे, right? So this is also one of the aspect. So along with financial gain or rewards or publicly acknowledging people on stage, and involving them in a various decision making processes, so automatically employee will involve. So I have told how you can involve employee. So these are the ways. So definitely people will involve. And here purpose of involvement as far as the quality control is concerned, related to quality. Okay, so still certain points are there. For example, I want to tell employee involvement improves the quality and increase the productivity. This is a proven statement, you can say. Employee involvement improves quality and increase the productivity. Getting? So if employee is not involved, फक्त एक गाढवाचं काम करतायत, not possible, right? अशा 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 केसने quality improvement and productivity increment is not possible. Increase in productivity will not be possible. So employee make better decision by using their expert knowledge. Why employee should be involved? Because employees are expert. Most of the time owner don't know anything. Technical काहीच नसतंय. But still he is having expert in with him. Right? Owner of that organization sometimes not for him as a technical limitation, he is not able to take decisions. But employee make the better decision by using their expert knowledge, because you have recruited expert in that particular field, right? So instead of you, your employee will make the better decision, and you will get output through that. Then to implement and support decision, employee will help to implement and support decision. Who is going to implement the decision? Employees only. And who is going to support the decision which is taken by you or your subordinates or managers from your organization? Definitely employees only. So that's why employee involvement is important to implement the decisions and support the decision. Getting? Better able to spot and pinpoint area for improvement. Where to improve, what is the problem, which area is in which area we are lagging. So who is going to pinpoint that area? Employees will pinpoint, because they are actually working on the shop floor, on ground level. These people are working. That's why they know the pinpoint areas, and immediately they will pinpoint, they will spot it, and they will bring to your notice. That's why employees should be involved. Most of the time people employees are having things in their mind, but employee will say like whether my suggestion or my corrections or improvement can be considered or not. Most of the time he may not be agree, or he may be hesitating. Getting? So that's why this is important, like you should involve the people. डोक्यात असते, चुका सगळ्या दिसत असतायत समोरासमोर, साहेबाला दिसत नसतायत बिकॉज ही इज नॉट देअर ऑन शॉप फ्लोर. Getting? So people, these employees, if you involve, they can pinpoint the specific area of improvement. They know exactly where to improve, and at the end management will take decision. Really, if it is a pinpoint area, really it is a improvement area, they will analyze and they will decide whether to correct it or not. But when you will involve people, then only this kind of improvement suggestions will be there from employee side. You need to involve them. Then better able to take the decision better able to take immediate corrective action. Employee, if you will involve employee, then immediate corrective actions will be done, because people are expert in that particular area. They are technical people from that area. So immediately they will take corrective action. Reduce labor management friction by encouraging more effective communication and cooperation. If you involve the people, so this is management related issue that way. So if you involve the employee, then you can reduce the labor management friction. Most of the time management, sometimes laborers are not ready to accept the decisions of management, right? Management is not ready to accept decisions of labor. So always there is a friction. You may have heard like unions are there, labor unions, right? So this is a very well known word to you. So such a kinds of unions are there, and that friction with unions and management or owner is always there. But if you involve the employee, you will at least understand what they are expecting, what is their problem, what is the mistake from our side, or you will understand, if you involve them, then as exactly what you will understand काय problem आहे त्यांना. Getting? So if you involve them, then you will understand, or you can minimize such a kind of friction, maybe related to salary. They may be on strike most of the time. So if you involve them, then they will at least talk to you. But if you are not ready to involve them, they will have they will join unions, and through them they will make pressurize political issues. They will make like that. So such a kind of friction will be reduced with the help of involvement of employees. This you can say as a benefit if you involve the employee. Then better able to accept the changes because they control the work environment. They are able to accept the changes. Definitely, if you involve them, if you take them in confidence, they will accept the changes because they are actually working on environment, right? They control the production shop, they control the that particular organization, so they will accept it. They understand, and if beyond the control things are there, they will simply reject the changes. They are accepting means they know the environment in which they have to work, and if they are not accepting means that environment may not be suitable, or as per their knowledge it that cannot be happened. That may be the case. Then increase the commitment to unit goals because they are involved. Increase the commitment to unit goals because they are involved. Commitment, whatever decisions you have taken, they will become committed. They will become committed, and they will try to achieve your organization's goal. And at the end, it increases morale of employee. If you, as owner or as an organization, as a management, you are involving them in your decision making, automatically moral pressure of employee will increase, and they will try to work for your organization. Getting? So these are the benefits. So I have told you people why employee involvement is there, how you can involve the people, right? And what benefits you will get if you involve the employee. So like that discussion we have made. So friends, you may be the employee or you may be the owner in future. Okay, so try to involve or get involved. If you will be, if you are an employee, then get involved in the activities in the organization, and if you are a management or if you are owner, then try to involve your all employees. Okay, so let us discuss next bit, supplier partnership. Anything anybody want to ask related to that? I appreciate first time somebody asked me, so I am happy with that. So if you'll ask, we'll have a interactive session. So related to employee involvement, anybody want to ask anything or contribute anything? No. So let us proceed to next bit. Uh, Supplier partnership. So friends, suppliers are important stakeholders in the company and have a common goal of satisfying end users. I want to tell one example. Supplier. Suppose somebody is providing raw material in your organization, any kind of raw material. So that person may be a supplier. So I'm not asking you people through this bit like supplier partnership means you make partnership with supplier for profit. So that kind of partnership is not there. So that is not intention. First, clarify it. So person who is giving material or anything required in your organization, and that thing he is giving to you, and in returns he is asking money. That person you can call it as a supplier, and he is a stakeholder. He is one of the stakeholder like your employee, investors, right? So he is also one stakeholder. He is a part of your organization. That's why I'm telling him stakeholder. And both of you have same goal. What is that? Satisfying the end user. Who is using your product? That person should be satisfied. customer should be satisfied. Getting? You are using that supplier's material, you are processing it, and you are sending to customer. And ultimate aim is to satisfy that user or end user or customer. Who is a supplier who is just providing raw material? What is his intention? He want to make you satisfied. As a organization is the customer, you can say in that case, to supplier. Getting? So both are having same objective, and ultimate aim is to satisfy the end user. So you should make partnership with that particular person, not profit related partnership. Legal thing, like you supply material to me, I will provide money to you, I will pay for it, like that partnership I am asking. So it is necessary to maintain the good business relationship with the supplier. Why it is important to maintain good relationship? What is the business relationship here? That person should provide material on time, and you should pay to that particular person in time. That is the business relationship here. And one more thing additional is that that person, supplier, should provide required material only. Whatever order, same specification material should be delivered to that person, organization, right? Understood? So it is necessary to maintain good business relationship, means whatever customer is demanding, same thing should be provided in time, and that person who is purchasing that, he should pay within time. So Koru Ishikawa, he's a quality guru which we have discussed. So he suggested 10 principles for maintaining relationship. If you want to maintain the relationship with your supplier, then there are 10 principles. So I think it may take 15 minutes to explain. So we'll discuss these 10 principles next lecture in detail. So Koru Ishikawa has explained 10 principle, or invented, you can say, invented 10 principle for supplier partnership. So next lecture we will see that. Okay, we'll stop here. Anything anybody want to ask? Let us stop here.